like you've seen from the thumbnail, today we're going to talk about my winter boots. And these are the ones which I use on my camping trips. And yeah, they are the Sorel Caribou boots. Very nice, very good. Or at least they used to be. There's a lot of videos about them that they used to be a lot better back in the day when they weren't manufactured in China, which they are right now. And yeah, the main problem with them is that the rubber tends to crack. I haven't seen the rubber cracking on my pair, which I haven't used that much because, you know, people use them every day and that wears them out a lot more because I usually just wear these in like extreme winter conditions and out camping. But what I can agree on is that these are not as warm as they could be. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make my own liner for these boots. It's going to be a lot warmer. I'm going to make it from real natural materials. They're going to be really warm. The liners in the boots right now, they're basically plastic and a bit of wool. There's a lot of videos on them and yeah, they're not very good. So I got a bit of a plan for my own boot liners, which I think I'm going to make from sheep fur. I've already bought one pelt and something as a trim. These have some plastic fur on them and I want some real fur on the trim. So yeah, by the end of this video, these boots are not going to be only the warmest pair of Sorels, but also the warmest pair of winter boots out there. So here we are. These are the felt liners, which are, well, as you can see, I've got some burn marks on them, and yeah, that looks pretty plasticky. The fur here is burned as well. That's definitely faux fur. You can just tell. So how I'm going to do these is from 3 different pieces. I'm going to do the bottom separately, then both of the sides here. And I think I'm also going to do a separate cuff for it. So the inside part of this shoe is going to be sheep fur. So yeah, I bet this is 100 times warmer than the thin layer of felt in here, which is mainly plastic. So let's start measuring. So here we are. So I'm actually going to use some plastic wrap here. Let's see if this works. Wrap it all around here. So now I've got my food completely wrapped here. So I am just going to outline the seams here on these 2 different parts, which is going to be the outside part and the inside part. There we go. Now if we can just get rid of this here, I'm going to actually mark so this is the right shoe. Yeah, right. So this is going to be the right inside and this is going to be the right outside. Okay guys, so well, I wasn't filming and of course I did everything when the camera wasn't rolling. So yeah, sorry for that guys, but I managed to get these to fit. That's the first piece. I bet this is going to be a pretty warm shoe. There we go. So here we are. We've got all of the pieces cut out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to make the left shoe and see how it actually fits inside my my Sorels. I'm just going to tape these together and just see how they fit. And I really didn't take into consideration just the amount of fur on all the sides, but we'll have to see. Getting this thing inside the boot, well, that's going to be a challenge in itself. Let's see. Not sure if it's in there completely. Let's try and fit our food in there as well. Okay, it does go in. Oh man, it feels warm. All right, guys. So I've walked around a bit in them and now they have started to sort of get matted like I was expecting. So the fur isn't like
so fluffy anymore inside the boot. It's actually starting to kind of compress, and you know, my toes can wiggle in there and it doesn't feel too compressed. I even tied it up and you know, it's feeling pretty good. Now it's time to put these things together. And I am going to make a little layer on the outside from an old winter coat, you know, just the fabric from it, so that the leather itself isn't, you know, rubbing against the shoe or anything. All right, guys, so I've got the boot here. I also got this very thick needle, which is meant for leather sewing, and some thread, which is, yeah, that's really strong stuff. It's even waxed, so it should go through the leather just fine. There we go. Now let's just let's start sewing. Seems pretty strong to me. And I actually took my my leather glove, because this is really helps with the sewing. You can just imagine how much you need to actually push through to get through this leather just underneath all the fur here. The glove here really helps a lot. There we go. It's a nice boot. Very warm, and yeah, it's not gonna break anytime soon. Here we go, the other boot. It's not looking as nice. I think I messed up the front here a bit, and these are pretty big, so this might just, you know, fit my foot just fine, even though it's not as good as the first one. All right, so let's see. It's a bit more deformed looking than the other one, but it's still pretty good. All right, here we go. Let's try it out. It's pretty good. My feet are really toasting here right now, so yeah, I'm liking it. So now it's time to make the outer shell for my little boots here, and I'm gonna make it from these two old winter jackets. I got these for $3. So what we're going to do is we're basically gonna make another pair of these boots from this this canvas, this fabric. Then we're gonna sew it on to these boots with a little liner out here. I think I'm gonna do a wolf liner. That's gonna be like really cool. So yeah. We only needed this jacket for these pieces, which is just pretty good. Now we're just gonna sew all of these together and make another pair of these boots here. All right, here we go. The boot is pretty much ready. Just have to see how it fits in the, or how the other boot fits in here. All right, here we go. That's actually looking pretty good. I'm just gonna do the other one, and it's gonna be done in like 3, 2, 1. There we go. What a magic trick. So now we've got both of these boots here. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the cuff. So this right here, the very old wool fur coat. We're gonna do the cuffs for the boots from this. So recycling old fur is always preferable to buying a new one, and see no problem with this. So here we go. This is the other cuff. It's got some holes here, so I'm gonna fix them up, and other than that, it's looking very nice. So now I'm doing the other cuff. As you guys can tell, this is a bit broken from down here, but I'm just gonna fix that and it's gonna be as good as new. Here we go. So right now I'm just sewing the cuff to the outside fabric. And after I'm done with this, I'm gonna put the sheep shoe inside here, and then I'm gonna sew the other side of this cuff onto the sheep boot. Alright guys, so here we go. Looks pretty good. Now I'm just gonna sew these two parts together and then we got the boot here. So here we go. A nice pair of liners for my Sorel Caribous. I think I'm gonna go and try these out even though it's pretty late, but I just want to go and, you know, try them outside and see how they feel. All right, so let's put on the boots and head out.
All right, guys, so I've been walking around in these for some time and they are really warm. It's not too cold today like it was earlier in the video, which is actually yesterday. Yesterday I could feel the cold like actually seeping through the bottom, and I've been standing around for like 10 or 15 minutes now and I can't feel anything. My feet are like extremely toasty right now. There's no problem with them, and yeah, I think these liners are just, they are just beasts. I'm not saying that the original liners are like terrible, but I can definitely see that you might not want to wear them in like -40 weather. These are extremely warm. They're really nice. They're made from natural materials like wool, which is warm even when it's wet. So these are just extremely good. The original Sorels, they say that they have some wool in them, you know, the liners, but what I've seen on the internet and what I've seen myself, I showed you the burn marks, you know, I'm not so convinced that there's a lot of wool in them, but these things are definitely full of wool. Yeah, I'm happy with the results, and I think I'm gonna be fine in these. Even if I go to Lapland and it's like, what, -40, I think these are gonna hold it in that weather. Like, they feel really warm, really nice, really toasty. I think my feet are actually sweating right now. I'm pretty sure they're good for -40. So that's it. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate it. Comment what you thought of the video and what you thought of my new boots. Also subscribe if you haven't. Like, comment, what else? Dislike if you have to. Please don't. Let me know if this inspired you. You know, Sorels can be the warmest boots in the world if you just modify them a bit, but you know. Anyways, thank you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.